To be able to convert between degrees and radians and degrees, we need to know the ratio or the unit ratio between degrees and radians. And we can find that out if we look at the unit circle. So here we have a unit circle. We know that this angle here is 90 degrees or pi over 2 radians. This angle here is 180 degrees or pi radians. And then if we go all the way around and make a full revolution, that angle is 360 degrees or 2 pi radians. So each of these gives us a ratio between degrees and radians. And in fact, every single angle that we make in the unit circle will also give us a ratio between degrees and radians. But out of all of them, we like to use this one because it's fully simplified and it doesn't include any fractions in it. So it's the nicest. If we compare it to 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians, we can simplify it by dividing both sides by 2. And that'll actually give us 180 is equal to pi. And similarly, if we compare it to 90 degrees is equal to pi over 2, if we want to get rid of that fraction here, we multiply both sides by 2, and that'll also give us pi is equal to 180 degrees. So 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. We got that from here. So let's practice one. So let's say we have 540 degrees and we want to convert that into radians. So keeping that ratio in mind, we're going to put 180 degrees on the bottom and pi radians on the top. That way radians cancel out, and the unit that's uncancelled is radians, which is what we want. So if you imagine this as a fraction over 1, we have a unit on the top in the numerator, and then we have the same unit on the bottom in the denominator. They cancel out, and we're left with radians. So that's why we put 180 degrees on the bottom instead of the top. If we multiply across, we get 540 pi divided by 180, which simplifies to, let's see, 540 divided by 180 is 3, so 3 pi radians. All right, let's look at a few other problems. So try these out on your own, see what you guys get. All right, so the first one is 5 pi over 3. This one does not have a unit attached, and that actually means it's in radians. So if it doesn't have a unit attached or it says radians, it's in radians. If it has a degree symbol or if it says degrees, that means it's in degrees. So here we have no symbol, no unit, so it's in radians. We're going to multiply it by pi radians on the bottom and 180 radians on top. 180 degrees on top. That way radians cancel out, and if we multiply across, we get 5 pi times 180 divided by 3 pi. Pi cancels out, and our answer is what is 5 times 180 divided by 3, which is equal to 300 degrees. All right, the next one is 281 degrees. So this time we're going to put 180 degrees on the bottom. Degrees cancel out. And pi radians on the top. 281 times pi divided by 180 approximates to 4.90 radians. And we used our calculator for that. All right, the next one, 2.16 radians. So here, radians is expressed not in terms of pi. We're usually used to seeing like 5 pi over 3 or pi over 2. But if it's expressed like this, it doesn't change anything that we do. We still put pi radians on the bottom and 180 degrees on top. Radians cancel, and our answer is 2.16 times 180 divided by pi, which in our calculator approximates to 123.76 degrees. All right, let's look at one more. Negative pi over 3. All right, so we know that there's no unit attached. That means it's in radians. We have a negative here, so that means that our final answer is going to be negative something degrees. So our answer is going to be negative. We're going to put pi radians on the bottom. Radians cancel out. 180 degrees on top. And if we multiply across, we get negative 180 pi over 3 pi. Pi cancels out, and our answer is negative 180 divided by 3, which is negative 60 degrees.